Video Zoom Room brought to you by Toby Williams and his team at Cellular Warehouse. Also, White Claw Hard Seltzer. Nothing tastes quite like it. We are joined by former ECU sharpshooter. He is Sam Hinnant joining us today. Sam, good to see you. How you doing, man?
What's going on, Clip, man? Good to see you as well.
Wanted to talk some hoops with you since basketball is returning. Unfortunately, we're going to have to wait a little while for ECU basketball. As you know, Sam, with the pandemic going on, a lot of games postponed, canceled. ECU not making the trip to Florida this week. But overall, how excited are you to see some basketball back on the TV?
I'm really excited, especially, college basketball. I missed that a lot last year, especially with the missing March Madness. The NBA bubble, gave me a little fix and was able to watch that. It was some pretty good basketball being played, but I'm really excited for it to get back started, especially with my Panthers struggling a little bit, so maybe I have something to watch.
Kind of interesting, Sam. The first basketball to return, I believe, for us to watch on TV was the basketball tournament, right? And you're an old veteran of the basketball tournament, but that thing has kind of blown up, and it was able to get a little bit of the spotlight this year.
It was, man. It's. I was telling people, 3 years ago when I talked to you about it then, how good the product was that they put out, man, and they did a real good job this year of, I think the NBA took a lot of stuff from them by creating that bubble
Yeah.
atmosphere and with all the testing was going on with COVID and everything. So the basketball tournament is great basketball, man, with the Elam ending and how exciting each of the how exciting all the end of the games are. So. But yeah, man, I love watching the basketball tournament. Fortunately, my body won't allow me to get back in shape to play, man. It's hard to get back in shape to play, man. But I do miss playing in it, and it was a good experience when we did play.
By the time the NBA got to the playoff portion of the bubble, I was kind of used to the surroundings and the environment. And so when I turned on the TV and there were no fans there, it wasn't a big shock to me. But I don't know. It might be when college basketball rolls around and we see empty gyms. How about as a player, Sam? How weird is that going to be for these guys to play without all the atmosphere around them?
I can't imagine. I mean, the thing is that sometimes the crowd is what gets you hyped for the game. It gives you that little extra that you need to play well. And at the same time, it was games. I'm just going back 15 years when I was playing. It was games where I'd be looking in the crowd to see what my parents were, and then when I had my son, it was seeing where he was in the game. So that's kind of some things that you don't have to worry about. And one thing about it is that they will have to be able to pick up every single thing they say now on the cameras. Because I know back then between me and James, a lot of f-bombs threw around and this and that, and that's gonna be the difference, man. You're gonna be able to hear every single thing that you say on the court. But it's gonna be like a structured pickup game, man. And some players probably thrive in that, some others won't. And sometimes the spotlight can get too big for some players, especially in the college level. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they do it and how they play out.
Yeah, I don't know if James Legan can make it in this bubble deal with the hot mics on and stuff. As much as he talked, he never shut up. At least from the outside looking in, anyway. And speaking of you guys, man, if you guys weren't hitting back when you played at ECU, it was going to be a long night for the Pirates. You guys relied a lot on the outside shot. In fact, I saw that Zoom you did with Coach Mack and James and Brian Bailey, and you guys were talking about how you wish Coach Mack would have let you shot even more. The current Pirates, though, Sam, get it done with Jaden Gardner, and man, they struggle from the outside. They got to improve that outside shot. But how much are you following what ECU is doing right now? And Sam, if they can hit that outside shot, they might be middle of the pack here in the American.
Yeah, I've been following him a lot, man. I like what the new coach is doing. But the Gardner kid is a beast. He is a man child, man. I love watching his game. One thing that I am excited about is the new recruiting class they got in, man. I know there's some players that I saw that was highly touted that could complement Gardner a lot. So I'm looking forward to seeing, hopefully, I mean, with everything going, there's no telling what can happen in the future with games being canceled every single day and postponed. And so hopefully they'll be able to get out there and get some type of rhythm going, man, and make some noise this year. But I know that with Gardner is their centerpiece, anything can happen with him, man, 'cause he is a player. He's really good.
Sam, let's talk about your Charlotte teams. We'll start with the Hornets. The draft has come and gone. They get LaMelo Ball And shortly after that, if this was 2014, I would be excited to get Gordon Hayward. I'm not so sure how excited I am in 2020. What do you think about what the Hornets have done here in the last week?
Um, to be honest, I mean the whole draft process, and I was following it a lot. I was always it was Wiseman and or nothing. I really wanted James Wiseman. I think his skill set would fit for the new NBA. And even though we had a small sample size of him in Memphis, I think that he's going to be really really good. But I'm not mad at the ball pick. Um, I'm mad at the player that we picked's dad. I mean, I just don't want him to bring that extra, the extra with him, and but I think he's gonna be a really good player. He played in the Australian League, which is one of the top leagues in the world, and held his own. And I think he's a 6'8" point guard, man. He can't with playmaking skills, he can score the basketball. So I mean, I'm excited what his ceiling could be. Long as his dad doesn't, affect what has going, I think he can be really good with us, especially with our new coach, man. The way we get up and down the court, um, I think that it could be really exciting to watch. The Gordon Hayward sign, like you said, I was excited about that years ago when we signed him, and I think the Jazz matched his offer sheet, and we ended up with Lance
Yeah.
Stevenson. So it was it was just terrible then, man. But I think that I don't know, man. It just seems like it diverts from the process. We said that we were gonna tear it all down and draft, try to get better through the draft, and we did that with getting Devontae Graham in the second round, and we was on the process of that, and then we give out $120 million contract to a player that's been injured the last 2 or 3 years. And I think he's a good player, but I mean, what are we trying to do? Are we going to be a seventh, eighth seed and get swept in the first round, or we want to still build through the draft? And I was listening to the radio here locally this morning. I listen to it every morning, and they were saying how at the end of his end of his contract, he's gonna be like 33, 34. So what kind of shape or how is his body going to be in 4 years?
Yeah.
Compared to this year he's probably gonna be pretty good, but I mean 3 or 4 years from now, we're still seventh, eighth seed every year and not getting any better. What's gonna happen then? It seems like it's the same exact same process, man. We're doing the same thing every single year, man. It's just frustrating.
They've been in that cap hell, with Batum and others, and it finally felt like they were at the end of the tunnel on that. And like you said, the process starts all over again. So I don't know, man. We'll see. Uh, Now, Sam, you had I think a hot take on Twitter recently. Did I see that you said trade Christian McCaffrey? Now, is that like frustration or is that legit? Like,
Hey man, I think I'm legit. I mean, I love Christian McCaffrey, man. I think he's legit, man. I'm on the bandwagon of not paying running backs top money, man.
yeah,
And it's as sad as it is, man. I want everybody to get paid. I mean, they make 10 times more money than I do, but anyway. But I want everybody to get paid. But at the same time, man, once a running back gets hurt, they keep getting hurt. And we got Christian McCaffrey for $16 million a year. Luckily, we don't have to pay a quarterback yet, but we still don't know who our quarterback is and this and that. Our defense is young, but they're gonna be really, really good. But I mean, at the same time, why not try to get draft picks? Try to get a middle linebacker, man. Try to get some cornerbacks at the same time. But at the same time, don't get me wrong, I love Christian McCaffrey. I'm gonna be the first one to cheer for him, man. At the same time, Mike Davis has been filling in the last 10 or less crazy stats. Last 10, 11 games that McCaffrey has started, we lost, and it's not all on him, obviously, but my thing is that a running back is not going, by itself going to win you games. We can do it by committee, in my opinion.
Sam's struggling with his teams right now, but brighter days are ahead. Sam, catch us up on what you're up to. I know you got, your son, your family. So tell everybody what you're up to these days.
Yeah, I'm just working, man. I'm working. I still work for Wells Fargo. I've been at home for the last 7 months, working from home due to, with everything going on in the world, man. So I'm just staying out the way. And my son, he's playing AAU now. The AAU season about to end.
Awesome.
He played well this year for what it was. It was many tournaments. Wasn't just your normal AAU round. But he played well this year, and he's doing well. And got a little girl. She's 4, start school next year, so she's trying to keep her in check. She's a diva, man. So other than that, man, we are just staying out of the way, trying to stay safe, and wearing my mask, and that's about it, man.
Remember what Sam said about LaVar Ball when you see Sam touting his son in a few years with his chest poked out. Remember that.
If I'm that bad, man, I hope y'all tell me to shut up, man. Please.
Sam, always good to talk to you, man. I appreciate it. We'll catch up with you later on this year or on into next year and talk more Pirate hoops and Hornets hoops with you.
I appreciate the clip.
All right, but there's Sam Hinnant, former East Carolina guard, forward, joining us in the Zoom room, brought to you by Sailor Warehouse and White Claw Hard Seltzer. We'll see you next time.